Hey, welcome back to Kind Light Imagine, stumbling onto a forgotten gem from the golden age of monsters, right there for free on your TV. That's Tubi, folks, and they've just slipped in 10 insanely rare movies you probably haven't seen in years. Stick around, because number 1 will blow your mind. Let's get in. Number 10. Armored, released in 2009. Picture this, a crew of security guards, played by some heavy hitters like Columbus Short and Lawrence Fishburne, hauling a truck full of cold hard cash through the streets of Chicago. It's supposed to be just another routine run, but when a homeless guy gets caught in the crossfire, everything spirals into chaos. These guys lock themselves inside the armored truck, thinking they're safe, but nope. Cops, criminals, and paranoia turn it into a pressure cooker of betrayal and bullets. Directed by Nimrod Antal, the same guy behind those smoky vacancy vibes, this one's a tense, gritty heist flick that flew under the radar back in the day. I remember catching it late one night and not sleeping because every creak in my house sounded like someone prying at the door. The close quarters action keeps you guessing. Who's the real threat? And that final standoff? Pure nail-biter. If you love speed but want more moral mess, cue this up on Tubi tonight. Number 9. From Hell, released in 2001. Oh man. Step into the fog-choked alleys of Victorian London, where Jack the Ripper's blade is carving up the night. Johnny Depp, as a haunted inspector popping absinthe and laudanum to chase visions, teams up with Heather Graham as a tough-as-nails prostitute fighting to survive. Based on Alan Moore's graphic novel, this Hughes Brothers joint doesn't hold back. The gore is visceral, the atmosphere dripping with dread like wet cobblestones after a storm. I first saw this in a packed theater. And the collective gasp when that first kill hits? Electric. It's not just slash after slash. It's a conspiracy twisting through high society, Freemasons, and royal secrets that make you question everything. The makeup on Depp alone is worth the watch, turning him into this opium-fueled Sherlock with a dark edge. Rare find because it got overshadowed by flashier period pieces, but on Tubi, it's like uncovering a blood-stained diary. Grab a blanket, dim the lights, and let the Ripper hunt you. Number 8. Jawbreaker, released in 1999. Rose McGowan leads this pack of mean girls in what has to be the blackest comedy about popularity gone lethal. It kicks off with a jawbreaker candy. Get it? Stuffed down the throat of the queen bee during a birthday prank, and suddenly she's gone. The clique scrambles to cover it up, but lies snowball into absurd, over-the-top schemes that drag in Rebecca Gayheart and that iconic Julie Benz as the voice of accidental murder. Directed by Darren Stein, it's like Heathers meets Clueless with a cyanide twist. All glossy 90s aesthetics and killer one-liners. I laughed so hard at the funeral scene I nearly choked. Watching these vixens in their candy-colored outfits unravel is pure guilty pleasure. Why's it rare? It bombed initially, but cult status grew on late-night cable. Tubi's got it now, so pop some popcorn, not candy, and revel in the chaos. Who knew high school could be this deliciously deadly? Number 7. Crawl, released in 2019. Kaya Scodelario battles a hurricane and its gator guests in this pulse-pounding survival story that makes Jaws look like a kiddie pool dip. Directed by Alexandra Aja, the guy who gave us High Tension, it follows a woman racing through flooded Florida to save her dad, only to get trapped in a submerged house with hungry reptiles snapping at every shadow. The tension builds like the storm itself. Claustrophobic crawls through attics, waterlogged screams, and those practical effects where you feel the jaws clamp shut. I watched this during a rainy night, and every thunderclap had me jumping. It's rare because it skipped theaters for some folks, but the raw terror of nature's fury mixed with primal fear? Unmatched. On Tubi, it's free adrenaline. Perfect for when you need to feel alive without leaving the couch. Number 6. Fright Night, released in 1985. Chris Sarandon, as the suavest bloodsucker since Dracula, moves next door to a teen wise to his fangs, sparking this 80s horror comedy gem from Tom Holland. Roddy McDowall steals scenes as a faded horror host turned real-life slayer, mentoring the kid with wooden stakes and holy water flare. The effects hold up. Puppeteered bats, melting vampires under sunlight, and that soundtrack? Synth heaven. I grew up quoting lines like, "You're so cool, Brewster," after sneaking watches on cable. It bombed at first, hence the rarity, but the remake nod proves its bite. Tubi's resurrection means you can relive the suburbia-turned slayfest. Invite friends, but warn them. Garlic breath might save your neck. Number 5. Dream Scenario, released in 2023. Nicolas Cage as a mild-mannered professor who starts invading strangers' dreams worldwide, like a walking anxiety attack in khakis. Ari Aster's production backs this wild ride from Christopher Borgli, blending cringe comedy with existential dread as fame twists into obsession and violence. Julianne Nicholson and the ensemble nail the awkwardness, people confronting him mid-lecture about his dream self's antics. I caught an early screening and spent days overanalyzing my own subconscious. Super recent and niche, so Tubi adding it feels like striking indie gold. It's rare because it divided crowds, but that final twist? Haunting. Watch it before your next nap turns prophetic. Number 4. Tango Cash, released in 1989. Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell as rival LA cops framed for murder, teaming up in orange jumpsuits for an escape that's all explosions and one-liners. Directed by Andrei Konchalovsky, it's peak 80s excess. Car chases through oil fields, a villainous Jack Palance cackling like a mad uncle, and Terry Hatcher adding spice. I wore out my VHS rewinding the prison breakout. The chemistry crackles, turning macho tropes into laugh-out-loud fun. Flopped big time back then, making it a hidden vault treasure. But Tubi unlocks it for $0. Blast this with volume up. Your neighbors will thank you for the nostalgia noise. Number 3. The Frighteners, released in 1996. Michael J. Fox cons grief-stricken folks as a fake Ghostbuster, but when real spirits start dropping like flies, his ragtag phantom crew, Jeffrey Combs as a wisecracking Civil War ghost, jumps into the fray. Peter Jackson's pre-Lord of the Rings wildcard mixes scares, laughs, and wild effects. That Reaper chasing through town is nightmare fuel wrapped in humor. I binged it after Heavenly Creatures and was hooked on Jackson's flair. Box office dud kept it buried, but Tubi's got the full spectral spectrum. Perfect for spooky season. Tell the ghosts I said hi. Number 2. Creature from the Black Lagoon, released in 1954. Deep in the Amazon, scientists unearth a fossil that swims right back to life as the scaly gill-man. Webbed hands reaching for Julie Adams in her iconic white swimsuit. Jack Arnold's Universal monster classic drips with 50s atomic age paranoia. Black and white shadows, 3D-ready claws lunging at the camera. That underwater ballet between man and beast? Eerie poetry. I first saw the restored print at a midnight screening, mesmerized by the practical suit's menace. Faded from remakes and reboots, but Tubi revives this lagoon legend. Number 1. Life, released in 2017. Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Rebecca Ferguson crew the International Space Station, poking at a Martian soil sample that sprouts into Calvin. A tentacled horror that grows smarter, hungrier with every breath. Directed by Daniel Espinosa, it's Alien in 0G. Flickering lights, improvised flamethrowers, and that creeping dread of isolation exploding into body horror. I gripped my armrests through the whole runtime, yelling at the screen like they could hear me. Underrated amid bigger sci-fi, so Tubi's Quiet Drop is a gift from the stars. If you crave smart scares that stick, this tops the list. Life finds a way, and it'll find you too. Whew, there you have it. 10 rare rides on Tubi that'll keep you glued way past bedtime. From gators to ghosts to space invaders, these picks prove free streaming's hiding cinematic buried treasure. Which one's calling your name first? Drop it in the comments, smash that like if you're hunting more hidden gems, and subscribe to Kindlight. Thanks for watching. Now go stream before they vanish again. See you in the next one.